Here is Beatrice with another interesting and power-packed interview. Hey, today I'm super excited. Oh, yes, super excited to bring you an amazing story or interview, I should say, filled with determination, passion, and leadership. Well, our guest for today has made a huge impact in communication, education, and helping young people worldwide. Let's dive into the life and wisdom of Conrad Kakraba. Without further ado, let's welcome him on board. Moment from your early life that had a great impact on who you are today.
Well, thank you very much, Sister Beatrice. I'm so happy to be hosted by you on your awesome YouTube channel. Thank you very much for starting this. Dream Weavers is going to go places, it's going to go viral, and I can't wait to see it blow. Awesome content that you have already started with, and I believe strongly that we need such kind of content to be able to shape our own dreams and then the dreams of others. And I believe strongly that it takes somebody to begin watering the dreams of others. And I believe that today that I'm being hosted, I will also be somebody to also water the dream of someone who has been maybe facing certain challenges or has been desperate to reach certain heights in life. And I'm very excited to be on this show. Right. So this particular question that you've asked about a pivotal moment in my life that has actually influenced me. I would love to start from my high school days. Yeah, I got involved in public speaking, debating especially, and then despite facing some challenges initially because it was very difficult for me. I was very reserved and I really didn't want to be mingling with others, but I knew that whatever I wanted to do in my life revolved around public speaking. And so I just decided that, well, I need to just up my game, learn the rubrics, and then also make sure that I develop my confidence. And so I spent much of my high school moments really honing my skills in public speaking and debating and writing. And I know that you would also ask me a question about the fact that I repeated high school one of the years, my first year in high school. I'll tell you about it in the next moment. And so that was something that really helped me. I think it was just the fact that I knew that public speaking was going to be my breakthrough, public interactions, and then also communications and all of that. And so my first by my first year, I started contributing to debates on Junior Graphic. There's a newspaper called Junior Graphic, and I was writing articles and all of that, and then contributing to national discourse, essay writing competitions. And so it really helped me to know, because whenever I contributed, I won an award. And my first time I came to Accra was to receive an award. And so I felt so proud that coming all the way from Volta region, now it's OT region because that's where I come from, and I could just come to Accra, come and receive an award from the Vice President of Ghana at the National Theatre. I felt so proud. And so that motivated me that, no matter where you're coming from, no matter what it is that you have set your sights on, you can achieve that dream. But you must first of all know where you are going, know what it is that you want, and then how do I get there? Start putting some steps in place. And so we'll be talking more about all of these. Thank you.
Wonderful. That is a wonderful insight. You mentioned in the previous talk that you faced significant challenges, like repeating a year in high school. How did these experiences shape your resilience and determination?
Right. So I I was from a village school. My hometown is called Sancho Kofi. Bodbume, just after Hokwe. And so my hometown begins OT region, now OT region. And so when I finished junior high school, I did quite well, kind of. I'm still the record holder for my village, And so I
Wow.
decided that I would go to one of the best district high schools around there. I got
Wow.
admission there, and yeah, I chose general science actually because everybody was putting pressure on me that, oh, you are the village champion, so you should do science and become a doctor for the village and all of that. And I was like, okay, let me indulge them. But later on, I discovered that no, science was not for me. I wasn't too good at mathematics and then calculations and all of that. And so I said I needed to change. I needed to change to general arts. And the school wouldn't allow that because they saw that you are a village champion and the village champions are all given science, And so I decided to continue and finish it up. But I had spoken with my father of blessed memory, to just understand me because I didn't want the science any longer. And he was a teacher, he was a math and science teacher. And so he understood, of course, that children face certain problems and you must listen to them. And I think that's the best thing that he ever did for me. The fact that he listened to me. And then none of his children is into the sciences or the mathematics that he was teaching. And so I loved reading, writing, speaking, and that sort of thing. And so I told him I wanted to do general arts, and he understood me and he said, fine, Conrad, whatever you want to do, I will pay your fees. I said, whoa, thank you, Daddy. And I repeated Form 1 the first year and then moved to the general arts class because I had to just pursue my passion and my purpose, my dream. And when I changed over to the general arts, I saw very great improvement in my grades, and I was just topping my class, and everybody saw that this is what this young man wants to do with his life. And I didn't fear anybody, criticizing me or looking down upon me and telling me that, oh, I wasn't good enough. That's how come I repeated myself. No, everybody knew that I was good, only that I wasn't happy. And that's one advice that I would love to give to parents as well. We
Mm.
must listen to our words and listen to their intuition, their dreams, their passions, have conversations with them so that they can tell us what exactly they are thinking. Because sometimes we think that because we are something, in terms of a career path, our children should follow the same career path. No, I was teaching at GIMPA, the university in Ghana, Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, and I was teaching the faculty of law. Many of the students who came there from senior high schools, many of them, you ask them, why are you doing law? And they're like, well, my mother is a lawyer, my father is a lawyer, or my uncle is a judge, my this is a that, and they want one lawyer in their family, and they think it should be me. And so they're sitting in class not because they want to pursue the law, but because somebody's dream must be fulfilled in them. And so it's so they're just going through the motions, and it didn't really help them. So personally, I enjoyed my latter days at the senior high school because I was now interested in what I was reading, and I really was giving my all. I was doing so well, and I was putting it into practice as well. I wasn't just, doing academics. And so if I said that I was interested in developing my communication skills, I joined the debating society, and public speaking society. If I was interested in reading, I joined the readers club, and I was learning how to read in public and how to pronounce words, how to do a lot of things that many people would not love to do. And then if it's about writing, I joined the writing club, and so I was doing a lot of things, and we were going for debating with other schools, and we were winning awards, and I was writing in junior graphic and also national essay competitions. My name was published in the dailies, and I was like, wow.
Wow.
So I started with that kind of enthusiasm about my life and my passion. And so I didn't leave it to chance at all. I decided to pursue my dreams the way that I had dreamt them, And so I went to the university, and there too, I put in my very best. I got what I wanted to study: English, linguistics, and history at the University of Ghana. And there too, I was trying out a lot of things. I wanted there. That was role conflict again. It also set in because it was like, okay, now you know what you want to do with your life in terms of academics, but what about career path? And so, for example, I started by teaching because I loved to teach. I love to explain things to people. My colleagues who didn't understand things in my area, which I found so easy to understand, I
Mhm.
had to explain them to the,
Right.
and so I was teaching, my colleagues, and I decided to apply to a school to go and teach, it's called Ideal College. And I was practicing how to teach, and I really wanted to be a teacher or a lecturer. Then later on, I decided to also go to the media. University of Ghana had a radio station called Radio Universe. And so I decided to go there to go and then now articulate myself and try to see whether I would really be confident on air. And so I was behind the microphones and I was chit chatting with colleagues and helping my voice, to really develop that kind of depth and richness that would be allowed on radio. And so I did all of that. Then later on, I entered into poetry, and then sometimes, went for auditions to act. And then later on, student politics, became the Department of English president at that time. And then also I was writing again, as I said. And then I also, because I joined the Church of Christ just before I came to university, I met a very vibrant community of young men and women who were just on fire for the Lord. And I found myself among them. And I joined the evangelism team. So I was going from room to room to go and preach, and all of that, making friends and inviting them to church. And so I was trying a lot of things. I enrolled on a Bible course to wanting to become a preacher. So all of these things, I was trying out things to see which of them would really, become very good for me. And then later on, well, it stood out that I published my first book, just at the university. Yes, just, when I was, at the university, I found a colleague who was also reading English with me. She owned a printing press, and she helped me to publish my first book, Conquering Your World, Principles for Overcoming and Shining Wherever You Are. That's the title of the book. And
Wow.
then and then I became a student politician. And then later on, decided that, well, I would get into lecturing, but I finished my first degree at the University of Ghana. I was the best graduating student for my department that year. And then became a teaching assistant. But when I wanted to do my master's at the same department, it happened that my name was not part of the list of those who were admitted. The very best student in that department was not admitted,
Oh,
and I was like, wow, why?
what happened?
Everybody was shocked. My head of department was like, Conrad, why? Why were you not
Right.
admitted? I didn't know, she should be telling me why I wasn't admitted, and not knowing it was God that was redirecting me to a certain path. Yeah. And so I didn't get to do my master's at the English language at Legon, at the English language department at Legon. And so that same year, you see, when I was applying for the master's, I was also applying for a job at Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, the television division, as a news anchor.
Right.
And so I was praying to God that, well, you should show me the way. Should I go back to school and do a master's, or I should go and work for some time before I go for my master's? And it happened that the master's didn't come, but I was chosen to come and then write the selection examination for news anchors. and I was among over 500 people who applied, and I was among the first 100 who were shortlisted. We went for the selection examination. My name was number one on top of the list of people who
Wow.
passed. And then I was like, okay, it looks like God is showing me where I should go. And then later on, I went all the way, went through the audition and the interview, and I was selected as one of two gentlemen who were sent to Ghana television, to be newscasters. And so I did that for 7 years. And then later on, decided that I had to pursue my master's, and all, and I did that. And then currently doing my PhD, and I'm lecturing at a Heritage Christian University College. So my dream of becoming a news anchor, a communication specialist, came to pass. My dream of becoming a lecturer at the university has also come to pass. And then also my dream of also writing books. I've published 3 books, so far. And then also I've also been able to do preaching. I attended Bible preaching
Mission
school
school.
right here at Heritage, and so I've
Wonderful.
become a minister of the gospel as well, in the process. So all the dreams that I had have now materialized. The last dream that will materialize one day would be to become Ghana's president.
Hey.
Right.
Wonderful, Conrad. That's definitely a powerful insight, dreams that you have achieved. Um,
Right.
in your journey, how did you discover your purpose? And can we then
Right.
say that purpose and success go hand in hand?
Well, discovering my purpose was a gradual process that involved a lot of introspection, as I've said, and then learning from various life experiences. My advice to others still searching for their purpose is to be, first of all, patient with themselves, and also explore different avenues like I did, and stay open to new experiences. And often your purpose finds you in the most unexpected ways when you align your passions with service to others. And for me, I think that purpose is given by God. That I believe so much. Everyone has a reason they were created, but the thing is that it is a gradual process of developing you towards your purpose. You may discover it sometime very early in life, like I discovered mine very early, just after senior high school. I mean, and not even senior, junior high school, so that I could move towards the directions of my purpose. So that it's not like I'll go and be doing something that I'm not happy with before later on coming. So I had that discovery early in life. Some people are not too fortunate to get it that early. But one saying that inspires me so much is that there are 2 days that you need to be very proud of in life. The first one is the day you were born, and then the second one is the day that you discover why you were born. The day that you were born, and then the day that you discover why you were born. And you
Why so?
see,
Could you
yeah,
kindly?
because
Mhm.
yeah, because yes, it's good among all the people in the world who could have been born. It's you that God chose, that you be born to particular parents and be born at particular place, and to be placed, in a particular country or location so that you could do something. Then if you're just there and you're not understanding what reason you are there, then it becomes a tragedy of your life, that you are just existing. You don't know why you exist, and you don't know what you must be doing. That is a tragedy of life. And so if you must spend your entire life just finding out why you were born, that is a worthwhile pursuit. You need to invest time and energy and effort and
Mhm.
meeting with people, interacting with people, listening to the experiences of others. I read a lot of autobiographies and biographies because I want to know how have people lived their lives, And what mistakes must I avoid in order for me to really achieve my purpose? And so at the end of it all, you see that Solomon, for example, he also went through all these experiences, learning from different things that he'd been through. And then at the end of it all, he said in the book of Ecclesiastes that, this is the conclusion of the matter. You must fear God and obey his commandment, because this is the whole duty of man. This is the whole duty of man. And for me, I believe strongly that everything that we are doing, we must tie it to the purpose of God. And so everything that I'm doing, whether I'm broadcasting, whether I'm teaching, or I'm preaching, or I'm writing books, or whatever it is, I'm interacting with people, it must be tied to the ultimate goal of pleasing God, serving God, fearing God, and doing everything that my purpose is on earth. And so to me, success, I know you will ask me about what really is my definition of success, but I think that tying it with purpose, it's a matter of when you have discovered your life's purpose and you are living it out, then you're successful.
Successful. So, as you rightly said, success is a personal and often evolving concept. How do you
Yeah.
define success overall, and has that definition changed for you over time?
Right. So I love this definition given by a world renowned leadership expert, John C. Maxwell. He says in a book called Your Roadmap to Success, that book, I love it so much, Your Roadmap to Success. He says that success is discovering your purpose in life and then also maximizing your potentials and sowing seeds that impact the lives of others. So, three things. The first one is discovering your purpose in life. Then, second one is maximizing your potentials. And then the last one is sowing seeds that impact the lives of others. So, as I've already spent some time on purpose, you must discover your purpose in life. And if you're able to discover your purpose in life, you are on the way to success. Then, number two, don't just discover your purpose and then just leave it there. Talent is not enough. Purpose alone is not enough. Nothing on its own is enough except that you develop it. You must add value to yourself, maximize your potentials in life, become the best version of yourself. And then all of this should not just be for your own glory and your own, satisfaction, but must serve the lives of other people. And you must be pointing all of this to God as well. You must live your life pointing and giving glory to God and not yourself or any other person. Once you do this, to me, you are successful. And so, success is about making a meaningful impact in the lives of others and contributing positively to society. And over time, my definition of success has evolved from achieving personal milestones to empowering others to reach their potential. And I believe true success is measured by the legacy that you leave behind and the difference that you've made in the world.
And the difference that you make in the world.
Yeah.
Conrad, you are such a communication expert. You are a communication expert. Have you ever
Thank
dealt,
you.
have you ever dealt with imposter syndrome, especially when anchoring high profile events? How do you manage
Wow.
it? And what advice would you give to our young ones facing such
Mm,
challenges?
right. Interesting question there. So, imposter syndrome basically